people of the Blue Planet, good evening and welcome to our Highway to the Threemus Zone match for the evening. We have here Moonblazewolf taking on pmakfal, both of them looking to continue their winning streak in this Titan group so far. I'm just going to take a moment to look at Moonblazewolf's character names and introduce my co-commentator, Infinius.
Thanks, Hubfin. Well, we've got a very spicy set of races here. We've got an especially spicy set of objectives, really. We've got, yes, rescue hostage at Mount Hobbs is pretty simple, but, depending on what our route is to get underground, we can either get the Magma Key, which is another objective, or we get the Hook, which is part of what we need to trade away the rat tail.
Yeah, this is a set of objectives that could end up being very jetty, very smooth, or we could end up going down some rabbit holes looking for that last item that we need. And we'll be doing that with a Tele start. That we'll see how well that carries our runners. Certainly gives you that early utility that a lot of people like Tele for. But if you don't have the early strength to go with it, it can just make it that much more obnoxious.
That's true. Tele, once you get up ordeals, Tele is a very high utility character. But before that, all he has is warp really, and warp exit, which is good for early looting. But that's basically it. Yeah,
though with the rule set that we have in this group stage, we do have free characters available, and they are more or less completely free in terms of who could be where. So there's no Fu, of course, but Edge could be a free character right out of the gate and actually make some of this stuff pretty smooth. It's all stuff that we're going to have to see the first few minutes.
That's true. Edge starting at level 25, it will make mincemeat of a lot of spots on the overworld, if we're able to get him early. So with Moonblazewolf being, in the last tournament we're finishing top 4, this will be a good challenge for kfal. Kfal is probably, I believe, it's one of our relatively newer runners, so. No, if he is able to get the ups, that'll be a good mark on his resume.
Yeah, they are both looking at a winning record in their group so far. Moonblazewolf hoping to hit that 3-0 and just sweep the group, but kfal could end up playing spoiler. We simply don't know until this match actually goes down, and it's going down right now.
Okay, and with that we have double tellers.
Lovely.
And also white shirt. Okay, so no progression, but you don't hate to see a white shirt. That's a very good piece of equipment for our white mages when we finally get one.
And Tella, part of his character is that he is kind of a white mage. He has white magic, so you might as well let him wear it for a moment.
As a treat,
Just as a treat.
So it'll be interesting, So I don't know much about how each of our runners tend to route things. I'm going to see what they consider standard.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they consider standard in other flag sets, let alone in this tournament setting. Moonblazewolf seems to lean towards looting, heading up towards the Watery Pass to start things off. We've seen quite a few runners go and just straight shot to Mysidia, where you get the 2 characters for free. We see that this is a Cane. That's an easy pickup.
Yeah, we definitely need some physical damage here. So.
And yeah, kfal is going to Mysidia, doing a little bit of shop checking as well to get that information.
I mean, why not? I mean, you're here anyway.
Yeah, very true. And he's going to be gifted a Sid and a Cecil.
I mean, yep, some more beefy boys, as it were. Although with with vanilla agility on. Not sure how good Cecil will be at this point. We don't have any of his top tier gear yet, so he might be on the outside very quickly.
Yeah, that is the downside of taking Cecil on this rule set. The upside is that he equips some of the best stuff in the game, and with T Wildish on, you have a fair chance of finding the best stuff in the game. So he's worth it for the strength, but is he worth it for the agility? That's been an interesting question thus far.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything. Oh, as the Defense Sword, that's very good for Kane. That's a very good pickup for Kane. And that's very deep in Watery Pass, so there's a reasonable chance that KFL won't pick it up at all.
Yeah, this is a dedicated deep dive that Moonblazewolf is doing, and yeah, that Defense Sword generally becoming considered Kane's best weapon, or at least best for a large portion of the game. So very good thing to find early on. Okay,
so one thing I wasn't sure if it was, I saw a Stardust get picked up as well in the Watery Pass as well. I wasn't sure if that was the Rod or the actual J item. That'll also help speed up the early game by just casting comets on the enemy at one point.
Mm-hmm. It was just the item, so you only get one shot of it. If you have the Rod, you can keep doing it as much as you want. But you're right, that is very good all enemy damage, and that can save you in a pinch.
Alright, so KFL looking at the objective and sees, alright, we're doing Hobbs, and let's see, Antlion just moved slightly away from the list, and also there was a Pelham that was there.
Well, I mean, the narrative here is pretty clear. Pelham casts Quake, as he does, and that just shuffled the Antlion out of his nest and onto a mountain. Makes total sense.
Yeah. Yep, nope, I buy it. I can buy that. I also missed who was in Dempsey, and I think that was also Pelham.
That was indeed another Pelham.
So there's definitely going to be a lot of Quake kids in our future at least.
Yeah, good sort of utility mage setup here between Tella and Pelham, but no really potent healing just yet.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we did just see Moonblazewolf take a peek at Watery Pass and see that it's the Kaipo guard, so not going to need to do that fight, and that's one Threemus potential spot out of the way, which is always nice.
Yeah, folks have been watching some of the many races going on this entire week. This is a large tournament. We have quite a few participants, and there's been a fair share of demist hunts. You want to try to avoid those as much as possible.
Unless it can't be helped because it has, I don't know, a darkness crystal or something.
Oh, there are rude places for a darkness crystal to show up.
Yeah. It's an interesting pickup. At the back end of Mount Hobbs, there was a siren, so that'll also help. If we need to do some early grinding, that's quite useful.
Moonblazewolf having that double Pelham is using Twin pretty aggressively. The Antlion script, it will do its counterattack anytime that you use attack. Twin is not attack, it's a different command. So it's one of many options for doing damage to Antlion without setting off that counter, and depending on the spot, taking a lot of damage in the process.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, can you actually use Twin defensively as opposed to aggressively? Like, it only casts Flare Comment, so...
I mean, isn't the best defense a good offense?
That is definitely one perspective on things. Meanwhile, we have KFL doing the full defense, and there's a Baigan attacking. guess he's decided to send himself as opposed to getting a whole bunch of soldiers and gargoyles and imps and that kind of thing.
I guess the thought is if you want the job done right, you do it yourself. But I feel like Kfal is going to do a better job and sweep this fight relatively easily. Palom already sitting on level 2 elemental spells.
Yeah, and thank you for the raid, RPG Limit Break. I know you've just come from a very interesting match. We have Moonblazewolf going against Kfal. We are just in. Also, I think it's interesting.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's interesting that I think Kfal's faded Antlion.
Thus far, yes. That's been kind of in and out of the meta as of late. It's not a terribly long check. It's a very open one early on, and in this case, with the CPU at the boss, it's pretty easy. But yeah, it is time. It is a dive, and some runners are just thinking they'll take something else instead.
It's fair. And that Silas getting put to very good use, but basically going through that fight very quickly.
Yep, 1,000 HP spread across the 3 nodes, all wiped out for a silent staff. So fading Antlion actually is valuable.
Yeah, our white mage, is going to have some decent gear at this point. Silent staff, white shirt.
Yeah, it's good equipment to be holding on to, but it's not the progression that you really want to find.
Indeed. All right, so looks like Kfal has just made it through to the Baigan fight. We'll just see what he gets for his reward.
Yeah, very good use of those Tellas, casting Blink to make sure that Baigan's many physical attacks just don't matter.
And that is the Magma Key. That is a second objective. It's also our way underground, so that's very good for in terms of seeing how jetty the seed's going to be. We're basically now 2 key items away, either Legend Sword and Adamant or Rat Tail and Hook.
Well, I would say we are 3 away because we do need either of those pairs, but we also need a way to get to Zeromus in the first place, and the Darkness Crystal or the Pass will take care of that, but gotta find one of those.
Minor detail. Okay,
yeah.
Not actually a minor detail. It's quite of a major detail, now that I think about it.
I mean, you would think if you have a mage-centric party, you don't have to be there to fight. That's only for melee. Magic can cast from a distance.
Well, we have a mostly I don't know. It's actually interesting because Moonblaze has 2 Paloms, so I guess that is a mage party, whereas there's mostly attackers on melee fighters on Kfal's side. So maybe in that case, Moonblaze has an advantage.
And more seriously, that could end up, defining how they do their grinds and how they actually approach their Zeromus fights, if these are the kinds of parties that they're going to stick with. We don't know. Maybe Kfal will want to dump Cecil for, maybe a Porum or a Rosa as a true white mage. We don't know what their approach is really going to look like.
That's true. I'm interesting see what they come up with. Oh, Moonblaze is going to fade for Bull.
No, Moonblaze finished for Bull, has the Magma Key.
Oh, right. It does have the Magma Key. All right, my bad.
Yeah, was his approach was a bit faster, as it turned out.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess getting to use Twin. I see. I guess I was focusing on Kfal, and that was a realtor customer service representative from our job dwarf check. So our C is now validated. As I said, I was mostly focusing on Kfal, so got to
Yeah, no, that's
see that
fair.
perfectly.
Yeah, like I said, Moonblazewolf having a mage heavy party is making use of that, and there are going to be fights where that is a dangerous move. But Baigen at the football defense is apparently not one of them.
No, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you does Twin trigger the wall counter?
I believe it did. I believe it did. But there are plenty of magic attacks that will go past a wall in the first place. So
yeah, that's true.
Moonblazewolf finding another Kane, and yeah, not interested in actually doing ordeals and powering up Tellas.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Might have to ask him about that later, because I guess if I were running, I probably would have been tempted to dive that ordeals just to get Tell online as early as possible.
Yeah, certainly if you're planning to hold on to two of them as he is at the moment. And picking up this Cecil, that could also change the calculus on that front. But Kfal is much more focused on the Fey March math.
Oh yes, it's going around. Losing. There's one trap chest in here, so there's always a chance that you can end up with a fight you cannot win. But because there's a trap chest here, the tier loot here is a lot higher.
Yep, and Kfal found that trap chest pretty early on, so just reset away from it and could loot the rest of it at his own convenience, finding some pretty good gear in the process, and finding the Legend Sword in the freebie chest. So that is a nudge towards the Excalibur.
Oh boy. Oh, and also some hourglasses in the Feymatch item shop, which will come in handy, quite handy in terms of some grind fights and some certain bosses.
Yep, there are a small set of bosses that don't actually have the boss bit set on them. And certainly with this rule set, we have free bosses available, so you can just stop them and do all sorts of very easy shenanigans. Just take out what could otherwise be a very threatening fight in one fell swoop.
Ooh, okay. So a Lunar Sparkle in the Leviathan spot, and a blue robe in the Asura spot. So that could either be Water Hag, which is very punchy but a very winnable fight, or it could be Alt Gauntlet, which is a lot longer and a lot more hurty.
Yeah, that's as Zoe, our restreamer, is saying, I hope you like Conjurers if you're gonna do that one, because that's a lot of Conjurers.
I'd say say a couple, right?
It's enough. I say if I have more than 3 Conjurers in my life, that's plenty.
Oh, what's the worst they could summon, right? They can't. It's not like they can spawn. Oh wait, they can spawn clappers. Never mind.
Yeah. And of course that Lunar Sparkle, we have no idea what one it could be, as we haven't seen any moon bosses thus far. So that could be relatively tame, or it could be Ogopogo.
So also interesting that in Dwarfcast there are sirens for sale. So we do have a relatively easy, straightforward grind lined up. Just crack open a couple of eggs, and have ourselves a good breakfast.
Yep, always go for a good omelet.
So KFL looks like they're just going for their Sheila 1 check. I guess definitely just going for his freebies at this point. Doesn't really want to take on any fights, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, this is a perfectly reasonable party to be doing fights, but it is a mantra in the community. Check your freebies, and Sheila 1 is a bit of a freebie. That crystal
boy!
Ooh, that's
well.
If anything's gonna nudge you to do ordeals, it's that.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, ordeals definitely. Crystal Sword, one of the best weapon in the game. It will tear a whole bunch of, it's high stats. Gives a whole bunch of strength. Only equipable on a Paladin Cecil, which requires us doing ordeals.
Yeah, although if you are that aggressive about not having to deal with Cecil's agility in this whole thing, also sells for quite a lot.
That's true. That's true. Ooh. So Moonblaze checking Dwarf Castle, and we see a red robe, and which doesn't actually tell us anything, surprisingly, because it could either be the Dark Imps, or there's a glitch where there could also be elements.
Yeah, and check that very quickly. I wasn't even sure if it was a red robe setup or if it could have been Rubicant. I just saw the flash of red in the reset.
Nah, it was... Yeah, I saw a red robe, and it's like, oh... My first one was, oh wait, Dark Imps, but then I remembered that glitch, as it were. So meanwhile, on the first encounter in Ordeals, we have a Mylon. Not the right Mylon, but almost vanilla Mylon.
Early Mylon is what we have. You're supposed to be the second fight, not the first one. You're also not supposed to be quite this easy, but Kfal has pretty solid gear and a much better party than you would have coming here normally.
I mean, yes, because normally you would have both twins, a Dark Knight Cecil, and a Teller. Now, this time we have two Canes to tag along. Ooh, and a Demus as well in the back attack spot. So we get a bonus round at this point.
Yeah, as if two Tellas and a Cecil and a Crystal Sword wasn't enough to nudge you to come up here. This Demus could have anything. One of the flags that we have set up, we do not have the free item that you would get from talking to Edward in the Troya bed. Instead, you gotta find and defeat Demist, and then head to the Village Mist.
Also, thank you, Scarlet Kitty, for correcting me about what happens when you have a red Mylon's elements at that spot. It's a palette limitation as opposed to a natural glitch. So, things I learned.
Yeah, this game is pretty complicated, and there's a lot of little edges that the Free Enterprise likes to mess with. It also has a character edge that we like to mess with in other ways.
That's true. So, no, Moonblaze about to pick up his legend sword, so he realizes that he is essentially an atom away from, well, getting the crystal, but not necessarily to go mode. But yeah, Kfal is through to through Demis, and it's about to unlock the Paladin Crystal Sword wielding Cecil.
And for that matter, you can throw that white robe that you found earlier on him if you really want to. It's not exactly the best option, but he is enough of a white mage to be allowed to wear it.
That's true. That's true. Well, it does give a whole bunch of the words are hard. Magic resist. So could be if that's what you really need, it's good.
There are certainly worse options all around. But again, we're kind of hoping for that Darkness Crystal for one.
Yeah.
Also kind of hoping for a more dedicated white mage, maybe.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe there's one around. And that is a Bahamut, no, as the at the DKC spot, which should be pretty straightforward once we change to a... No, not that one. That Crystal Sword, and just take a swing. Yeah, not bad for a level 1 character.
So at this point, we have all 3 segments of the world available. We have Underground, we have Moon, we have the D Machine Grind, if that's what we want to do. We know where Sirens are for sale, so we can do the Egg Grind that Moonblazewolf is doing. We're really just hunting down a rock right now.
Yeah.
At least on pmakfal's side.
Yeah, it's good. This really puts pmakfal really ahead. They have the whole world open to them. They also have the option to do a King Rear grind given that we found Hourglass, because we found Hourglasses and Sirens, and we also have a weak caster, so that'll also go by really quickly.
Yeah, at this point, like, pretty much any strategy that you have for doing your grinds, for getting your levels, they're all available to you. It's just which one you want to invest the time and the resources into picking out.
I'm curious. So Happen, what would you do in this spot then, in pmakfal's spot? Because you have the entire options available to you.
Honestly, the egg grind is the one that I'm most comfortable with. For myself, there's a pretty interesting manipulation that goes around making sure that you get the D Machine grind. Given that we have this this flag set that limits your ability to run away from fights, in that you can't run away from fights. So there's another layer on trying to just set that one up. The eggs are easy. They're over easy. That's how I like them. That's not true.
I personally like egg scrambled first.
I'm more scrambled, but I had to go with the pun.
Yeah. That's right. No. That's right. Just gotta look at the sunny side up of things. And looks like pmakfal is remembering they did fight a Threemus, so it's going to make that check. Meanwhile, I see Moonblazer is really powering through, trying to get those levels. So might be up and running pretty quickly at this point.
Yeah, I think Moonblazewolf, I almost feel like we're seeing his plan already, and that doesn't involve finding a white mage. That involves using Tella as your anchor and just getting a boatload of levels. Sid in particular can tank just about anything you need him to tank, especially as he gets higher level. And Kane is pretty good damage at basically every phase of the game, really.
Yeah, it looks like Moonblaze is currently happy with his levels. So, oh yeah, he definitely has warp on his twins. So, probably looks like it might be going for Dwarf Castle.
Yes, pmakfal did go and redeem the D-Mist victory and got the Artemis bow, which honestly, that could be a very good Sid weapon. It has penalty to your magic casting stats, but Sid doesn't do magic. And it just boosts everything else pretty substantially.
Okay, so we've just seen the first fight, and it is in fact Dark Imps in as the first fight in Dwarven Castle.
Yep, so this is one of those fights that does not have the boss bit, so that Hourglass will do just fine, as will a couple of Quakes. Quakes tend to do a lot of good work.
And also thanks to Dark Imps for taking out our anchor. That's much appreciated.
Yeah, they're team players.
In fact, they are a team of 3 Dark Imps, so yeah, it makes sense.
Looks like Kfal is actually going to put that Artemis bow on Cecil. Oh no, that is just a temporary back rowing. Gonna stick with that crystal sword. Makes a bit more sense.
Ooh, and we do have a white mage come up in the form of Porom, so that's going to be very useful.
Yeah. And that wyvern, though, less useful.
But it's fine. The top Porom managed to get the dodge, and it wasn't enough for the cane to actually kill. So there, words are hard. Maybe it wasn't enough to kill Kane. So all in all, still pretty good.
Yeah, that is the Golbez spot in the vanilla game, and there's a whole cutscene. It's actually quite tedious. But once it's over and you actually do a fight, he just casts a lot of spells at you that are surprisingly weak. They're tier 3 spells, they're virus, they're things that should be very intimidating, but their magic power isn't actually that high. So that Mega Nuke wasn't able to do a whole lot.
And with that, and because of that minor fact, Moonblaze is through. Looks like they're going to set up for the warp glitch, and also find out what Luca is wearing. Meanwhile, Kfal looks like they just remembered they faded Antlion Cave, and decided to just come and have a look, which makes sense if this. We know it's not the right play, but it makes sense. Oh my! So Warp Glitch gives us a rat tail, which is interesting. So 2 more outs to go mode. Daphus.
Well, you know,
So
we could have said a whole thing about the warp glitch being a sequence break and whatnot, but it doesn't matter now.
Yeah. Yep, and with that, Moonblaze is just going to hightail it to do his Sheila 1 check, looks like.
So that does put us down to, we're just looking for one of 2 items, essentially. Once we know where the adamant ore is, or once we know where the hook is, we have enough information to complete this seed. The question is, who's going to find the hook and who's going to find the adamant ore? The hook doesn't do Kfal a whole lot of good right now.
That's true, and it's also important to know whether Pass is actually on the overworld or if it's gated by the moon, because if Pass isn't here, that means that ordeals is required.
Yep, though of course the darkness crystal is always logically required. You're never going to have the darkness crystal on the moon. That would just be silly. But if you can avoid those 3 fights up on ordeals and all the time you spend doing that, even if you're over leveled, it's still time. Then hey, that's an advantage you can get.
Yeah, Moonblaze getting the news that there was a crystal sword on Sheila 1 and immediately resets, which is an interesting move, I think, because if one of those key items is behind Pan, you're going to get that crystal sword anyway. And also, as you said before, worst case scenario, crystal sword is money. So
yeah, I guess Moonblazewolf not terribly concerned with his resources on that front.
Yep, Moonblaze has now decided, he's going to have a big, good old laugh with everyone's favorite laughed trickster, Golbez.
Yeah, just a hearty chuckle with the bard.
Yeah, Sorry, I killed your girlfriend. My bad.
Kfal, meanwhile, is over in the Dwarf Castle, has not done the Dark Imp and Wyvern 1-2 punch, so that's probably next on his agenda.
Yeah, so Moonblaze is very quickly through the Golbear's fight, and it's got to find out who is in spot number 2.
Spot number 2 is vanilla again, the karate fight.
Now this should be a very quick fight. No, especially when you're quaking for 3k. Yeah, this is 2 spells and we're done.
Mm-hmm. This can be a rude spot if you have someone that focuses on physical damage, like, say, karate.
That's... We have a rock. We are in no mode. This could be a... So Kfal knows that Golbez is there, and he has every intention to not want to do that fight, but we know that that's what he needs to to get into go mode.
Yeah, the other option is to take the rat tail from this warp glitch and hunt down that hook, which could be anywhere at this point. But of course, Moonblazewolf still has to go up and actually do ordeals. That is proving to be necessary on this seed, unless you want to do Keyless Tower and get lucky with a pass there. But no, this looks like an ordeals play.
Moonblaze is probably about 5 minutes away from a very quick go mode. This is incredibly jetty.
Well, that's the best part of this whole flag set is sometimes you get 3 objectives done in 40 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour in before you do your first one. That sort of variety really pushes these runners.
Yep, so Kfal is trying to get a Starveil off, but against this Wyvern, but it's okay. Cecil just dodged, so everything's good in the world.
Just get more levels on your Paladin, it's fine.
So while we're basically coming over everyone else out there, while our runners are coming over each other's footsteps, I want to give a huge shout out to the rest of the people behind the scenes. Zoe Vermillion doing restreaming, and Sheep Launcher doing tracking. Without them, we can't. I'd be blabbing like a buffoon, which I would be doing most of the time anyway.
But see, there's buffoonery and there's informed buffoonery.
I'll take informed buffoonery. Yeah, so Kfal gets his rat tail, whereas Moonblazewolf was about to get the very good news of go mode.
I am running down the list of what our runners have not hit up so far, and it is really limited at this point. It's the top of tower, and it's the 2 Feymarch bosses. So really, this is the best case scenario for both of our runners, that the Darkness Crystal is here, and that you don't have to do either a really tedious check or 2 rather difficult ones.
So we have that potential moon boss in the Leviathan spot, which we thankfully know it's not Wyvern, but it could still be a very rude Ogo Pogo. Paladin would also not be good because it's very punchy.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have either Water Hag or Alt Gauntlet, and that can vary from... When Water Hag being punchy is our best case scenario, is It's not a good thing. So I'm interested to see what Moonblaze decides to do for their grind. Because they know they've got everything they need. They need to. They just go pop down, drop get Excalibur, and see where you go from there.
Yeah, you already know that you have those sirens available, so you can continue with this egg grind if you want. But you could just as easily take those and do the King Ryu grind up on the moon. And there's still a Tela kicking around, plus, I would say Paladin learns weak a little too late. You would be leaning on that Tela to do a D-Machine grind.
Yeah, like I forget what level Paladin learns weak at. It's very late. Yep, Moonblazewolf gets his crystal, gets his go mode at 38 minutes. That is, we might be done in under an hour.
Not impossible at this point. Of course, to do that, you're going to have a somewhat lower level Zeromus fight and all the dangers and risks that come with that. So,
well, I would imagine there's going to be some sort of grind, but I wouldn't think that a grind would take more than 15 minutes.
Well, certainly. But these kind of jet seeds are what kind of push how well do you grind, how efficiently do you grind. Because the rest of the seed is over that quickly. It all comes down to that, basically.
Ooh, all right. Looks like Moonbase is opting for sirens, because we are in Dwarf Castle. We just picked up 10 sirens, and meanwhile, pmakfal is going to get hit his go mode very soon as well, as he's decided to take that Golbez fight.
Yep, should have about as easy a time as Moonblazewolf did. Went and grabbed a few extra levels and has a nice strong team for the whole affair. So this is gonna start closing up pretty soon.
Yeah, speaking of the, I know you mentioned the cutscene. Yeah, you're seeing on pmakfal's side how long that cutscene is, because now he has to kill off 3 characters. No, whereas when Moonblaze took that fight, he actually had 2 characters down, so only killed 1 character. So it was a slightly quicker fight in that regard.
Yep, the Golbez fight will always attempt to kill enough of your characters to get you down to 2 alive. That depends on your existing party composition. I say attempts because sometimes Shadow whiffs. But in the worst case, that means 3 of those devours, and it just takes time.
Oh wow, Moonbase will also find the Curse Ring for sale in Mysidia, so anchoring is also no longer going to be an issue.
Yep, especially with no Cecil in the party, that is a lot more control over how you're going to anchor yourself.
Yeah, it'll be interesting whether Moonblaze decides to take the character on the moon. I'm not sure if Kane actually has a Dragoon Spear, because that would also help speed up the a King Ryu fight.
I think he's still equipped with that defense sword from earlier, but there could be a Dragoon Spear in reserve.
Oh, it's just a Sid. I don't anticipate taking Sid at this point. Or I guess we're not taking a lover, I guess, as Moonblaze is named his characters.
Well, I mean, we can't have Fusoya on this seed, so we need someone else to be our lunar beard. He's got a big beard.
He does.
He's a good
yes,
stand-in.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I didn't think of that. You got me.
It's like a mall Santa, is what he is.
What? Why is your beard so brown, Santa? All right. Meanwhile, K-Fal is forging and is about to get their go mode. So it looks like, we're opting for a King Ryu grind at this point. So
Yep, pop that hourglass. That will stop these King Ryus after their next attack. So you can just take your time with them. And if you throw in a quick life glitch, get yourself a good 90,000 XP.
ooh. I actually think Moonblaze is trying to set up a double life glitch.
Ooh. I do think he's good. Yeah.
Provided, with Porum get landing it, that's the hits. So that's also very efficient use of our resources here. Because I'm not sure if Moonblaze has picked up life potions.
I don't think so. Of course, our runners do start with a small handful as part of the whole, starter pack when you kick off a seed. So, want to keep some of those on hand for actually reviving party members. But yeah, 1 life potion, 1 life cast, 2 dragons becomes 4 dragons, becomes a good chunk of XP. 19 levels we saw.
It doesn't look like he's actually done that because has bought any, because you see he's just really struggling to make sure his 8 life potions goes as far as they can.
Yeah, having to spend 1 to pick Porum back up. K-Fal, meanwhile, in go mode, heading up to Kaipo, getting the life potions.
Yeah.
Those are handy to have.
What? You're kidding, right? I mean, it's not like Moonblaze is really struggling through this fight. Wait.
I mean, if I could hold on to 64 potions that bring someone back from the brink of death, I would make room in the bag. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I at least consider trying to look for him at the very least. But But also with Moonblaze is trying to juggle the fact that he wants to make sure Taylor stays an anchor while also making Taylor cast a weak spell. It's very much a hard juggling act that he has to follow here.
Yeah, though, having decent enough luck with it thus far, did get 2 of those Quad King Ryu runs in and is going for number 3 as K-Fal raises the big whale.
I wonder if this is actually going to be enough to get our children to Mega Nuke or to nuking.
Maybe not this one in particular. I believe it's 900,000 that they need to make that happen. So they would have to be sitting at about 5,500 or 550,000 before coming in here, because this would be the 3rd go of it. But it's going to get you a lot closer for sure.
Yeah, although having said that, Moon also did do a grind beforehand, so maybe this is exactly enough.
I am not anywhere near good enough at keeping track of exact XP amounts.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be so sure, but if I could easily see someone of Moonblazewolf's caliber to have tracked this, calculated this.
Yeah, that's the difference between these high tier, high skill runners and someone like me that just goes power overwhelming all the time. And it looks like pmakfal is going to go D-Machine, doing these encounters in the barren overworld to kind of set up the encounter table to be in his benefit.
Oh, okay. Did he have? Oh, okay. This makes more sense. He has a whole bunch of meat pills as well. So he was going to he's supplementing this with this grind as well.
I like the Warlock grind. You use a mute bell. All Warlocks do is cast spells. That's what they're known for. That's what they're great at. So you shut them up. And they just can't do anything. You just hit them at whatever pace you need to.
And I also note that there was an important pickup of equipping a mute knife. So it will do a whole bunch of damage to our Warlocks because they are mages. And I guess getting some amount of life glitches. So yeah, we are this. Yeah, I think with this, Moonblaze is going to get to nuke very relatively quickly after this.
Got some XP on Tella that I don't know if you really wanted.
No. It's probably okay. He has picked up a curse ring, so it's not the end of the world if he does get some levels.
Yeah, that curse ring is minus 15 to each of the stats, and Tella, bless him, his stats aren't that high. So even at pretty substantial levels, minus 15 can knock him straight down to 1.
And down goes Tella once again. Meanwhile, it looks like pmakfal is set it up, and we'll see if they've done the manip correctly.
Yeah, this community has put together charts and tables and lots of information to make sure that when you come in here, you turn your encounters on, the first thing you see is the D-Machine setup. It does look like the correct one, but as Zoe mentioned, we don't know until we actually see one pop up. There is a deceptive other option that will just send a centaur at you instead.
Yeah, no one wants to see centaurs, really.
Yeah, it's just a terrifying sight. But I will say a memorable one. I'm sure if you ever see a centaur, you remember it.
I mean, with horse legs, I'd be impressed.
I mean,
it is the correct manip, so.
Yeah. So pmakfal able to start doing this lovely D-Machine grind, sparing everyone from that attempt at a joke I was going for earlier, and just wiping out one D-Machine after another with a weak, and really any attack at that point. The D-Machine will only counter with that fractional fire attack, so as long as you're keeping your health topped off, you're in good shape.
Oh, I want to hear this joke now. I guess the moment's gone.
Unfortunately so. Well, Scarlet has been pointing out that centaurs have 2 rib cages, and now I'm back to terrified.
I mean, it makes sense, because... Oh... Hang on. Well, if they got the rib cage for the horses, no, that in the Advent era, but they also have the human half, right? So... I guess they would, right? But then, where do they breathe from? Which lungs does the air go to? Does it go to the human half, or do they go all the way down to the horse half?
These are the kind of deep thoughts that the free enterprise community wishes to impart upon you, the viewership. You might not want us to impart it, but it's already happened. Sorry.
I'm not sorry at all. I enjoy these random conversations.
Well, we have to have something to talk about while our runners are both in their final grind before heading to Threemus. Both easily under an hour before they'll head in. It is going to be a question of just who feels more safe with their levels and their party composition.
Yeah. It was always a very awkward guy, given we only have 7 key items, so we don't get the double XP bonus.
Yeah, but even without that, the D-Machine grind is considerable value. It's one of the more complicated ones. I would say the most complex of the standard grinds, but probably the most rewarding at the same time.
Yeah, and we just got to nuke on a Palom, so it looks like I think that's probably enough for Moonblaze. I don't think I saw white on our white mage, but Pawn could just go be on caster duty, healing duty.
Yeah, I think this is Moonblazewolf heading down through the lunar subterrane and prompting us to ask a very important and completely non-centaur related question.
I know, it could potentially be centaur related.
You know, as I said that, I was like, wait. There's a chance. There are, after all, well over 400 different sprites that Scala Kitty and our lovely developers have all put together for what Threemus could look like after we use that crystal. So we'll get to see in just a few minutes whose butt are we going to kick.
All right, look, yeah, we've Moonblaze set up the final party just to make sure that all the spells in the right spots. You know, it's probably likely we're going to just hit under an hour. Whereas looks like, pmakfal is taking a fair while to get their grind going. But it's still getting there. I'm not sure what his target number is, and I guess more interestingly, whether Cecil will get taken down, because as he gets more levels, he gets a lot faster, and that will also make Z a bit more awkward.
Yeah, though I guess if you have the rest of the party as just powerful enough, you could always go back and swap him out for whatever character you have left lingering. You can pick up that Sid on the moon and just alleviate yourself of that problem.
That's true. And I guess even if it's Cecil, you won't mind too much, because you just put Cecil in the anchor slot and you can just go around with 2 Cecils. That's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Regardless, the time has come. Moonblazewolf is at Threemus, tossing out that crystal with Tella, doing his most important job outside of anchoring the fight. Let's see what we got tonight.
Threemus. What's this from? I have
Mega Man.
of course, another game which I seem to have a habit with whenever I commentate things. It's from a game I've never played.
Well, I guess I'm kind of with you because I've played Mega Man, but I've never played it successfully.
Yeah, I guess that's also another issue. Successfully playing is also a problem. Oh, Skulking is saying this is actually a board face classic sprite. One of the few times that it's not Skulky who made it. Interesting.
Moonblazewolf gets Kane up in the air for the Big Bang, so
okay.
He doesn't care about that Big Bang for sure.
Yeah.
And also using the Dragoon as a bounce for these nukes, so that is going to be good amounts of damage. Yeah, 7k, no sweat.
Yeah.
So it does feel like the core strategy here is using these reflected nukes. If you're able to do enough of your damage as reflected magic, it actually won't tip over Threemus' script, and you can knock him out doing a lot less damage than you otherwise would.
Yeah, look, it looks like he's also going to try and nerf the Big Bang as well. So what happens is that when the screen shakes, the game tells you that a Big Bang is coming. But what it also does is, if you're able to trigger a counter, the script will set its magic power to be a lot lower, and then cast nuke. It doesn't set back up again though. So that was a successful nerf, but with one talent going down in the process, which is a fair trade for not having the rest of your party go down.
Yeah, best case would have been a direct shot on Kane, because then it would have just bounced right back. Not anymore now that that black hole has gone up, but don't think Moonblazewolf is too worried.
Yeah, I imagine we shouldn't be too far until we see a shake. So, a flash. Sorry.
Yeah, now with these nukes still consistently doing 6,000 or 7,000 damage a pop. There's one more shake as Kfal comes into the lunar subterrane, heading straight for this fight himself.
And that's it.
Yep.
With GG to Moonblazewolf. He wins his match. He clinches his way straight to table phase with a time of 1 hour, 1 minute and 22 seconds. GG to him.
Yes, what an incredibly jetty seed. Just missing a sub-hour that there are so few seeds where that's even possible, let alone executing well enough to pull that out. So GG to Moonblazewolf for sure.
And we're joined by Moonblazewolf. GG's and congratulations on making the table phase.
Thanks, really excited.
So did you expect it to be this quick?
When I saw the objectives, it was pretty clear that this could be a quick seed because you had a free check on the overworld, you had 2 other checks, one of which was guaranteed to be your way underground. So at most you were going to be either looking for the rat tail and a way to the moon, or the legend sword parts and your way to the moon. So it definitely seemed like it could be a fast one right from the get-go, yeah.
So I guess my question is, what caused you to fade ordeals for so long? What was the decision behind that?
I didn't want to have to do it if I didn't have to. The way the seed broke, I was already underground before I, even went there, other than to just check the character really quick. And I found sirens right away. So I didn't want to have to do ordeals unless I was still looking for my way to Threemus. And as it worked out, it still kind of fell that way, that I ended up having to do it for the Darkness Crystal. But I didn't want to put it off for too long because I was basically 1 item away from go mode and access for quite a while. But I was still trying to do the checks that were a little bit faster before I went there.
No, that makes sense. Or I guess seeing Golbez and Baron input was might have been less appealing.
It was funny because I had actually just done Dwarf Castle and most of my team was already dead from the Wyvern Mega Nuke, so I really only had to pick up 1 character even just to go in and finish it, and then Golbez was there. I was like, oh cool, this is gonna be about as fast a Golbez as you can do. So it could have been a lot worse. I mean, I think that was kind of the story of the seed for me, I think. I mean, I feel like I played really well. I did make a couple little mistakes here and there, but I kind of got bailed out by a little bit of luck / just kind of stumbling into the right situation, I think.
Yes. So because you never actually went and bought life potions at all, right?
No, I wanted to find them though, but I figured I would be okay doing a mix of life potions and life spells, but like my grind, I definitely botched that a couple times until I got into a really good rhythm there towards the end. But yeah, it was a really tough question, and I think that happens a lot of times when you have go mode early in seeds. It's like you're kind of doing this mental inventory of, okay, what's the stuff I need for Threemus, and then what's the stuff I need for my grind. And I thought I could do it. I had enough sirens, I had enough stuff to freeze the enemies, whether it was hourglasses or mute bells. I had the mute knife, I had 1 silk web for Threemus, so I kind of just said, okay, I think I just need to go and just try to life glitch as many as I can. I got the double life glitches off the ice 2 a couple times early on, which I was really happy about in those first couple encounters, especially the very first one, because that was the one where Porum was going to get double XP. But after that, I was really trying to do as well as I could, and it's really hard to do when your resources are that scarce. So I didn't do it perfectly, but I guess I did it well enough. So
Yeah, for what's worth, we found the opponent, Kfal, ended up buying a whole stack of life potions in Kaipo.
Yeah, that's probably the last place I would have gone, so I definitely would have wasted some time, but I definitely would have liked to get white on Porum, but it was okay. The problem, I actually really was hoping to be able to demachine that seed, but the problem was I needed nuke on my my Palums, and I wasn't going to be able to slingshot them, so at that point I felt like it didn't make a ton of sense, just because I'd end up having to do a lot of demachines, whereas when I was already going up to the moon, and the individual fights would probably be a little slower, but I had more control and more confidence in them. So I don't know. It was a really tough call, but I feel like I made the best of it and got a little lucky too.
Yeah, that was basically the big question. Was, given how Jade the seed was, how are you going to do your grind? How efficient could you make it? and I feel like the decision you made was the right one, given that you couldn't slingshot your palms, as you said.
It's just a really tricky situation to be in. Like, if I knew exactly where life potions were, I definitely would have gone and got them. But if you really have to start hunting around, you're putting yourself in a position to potentially waste a lot of time. I had all the essentials. I had what I need to make it work. And I really am very, very confident in my reflex strats once I have the right setup. Again, I would have liked to have white on my Porum, but it was okay. I knew I was going to be able to do it. I needed to make sure that the counter nuke didn't, take somebody out right at the beginning, and I got lucky that way. But, once I kind of got into the rhythm of that Z fight, that felt pretty good, so.
Right, speaking of that Z fight, actually, I noticed you jumped with Kane after the first Big Bang. Was that intentional?
No, that should have been an attack. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was I had been so used to going down in my menus to like select stuff, and I was like, "Hey, jump!" Yeah, it was a mistake. I immediately regretted it. Ultimately, I don't think it necessarily hurt me because Kane didn't take the damage there, but it did slow me down a little bit. That plus not being able to nerf the second Big Bang would have been really, really bad. But as it turned out, it didn't hurt me. So thankfully, I got through okay.
Yeah. So now you've made it through this group. You get to make it straight to table. How excited are you to make it to do the new set of flags?
I'm really excited. I feel very fortunate. I had a group with some other very good players in it, some very veteran players. Kfal's been playing this randomizer, I'm sure, as long as I have, if not longer. Same with Conkers, and I know they know the game inside and out, and just especially this kind of seed, I just felt really uncomfortable a lot of the time, especially because I knew there was a very easy Crystal Sword Cecil floating around that would have basically been on the path if you had just gone and done Sheila 1. So yeah, I was pretty nervous the whole time I was grinding and getting through, because I knew Kfal would have been able to put the pieces together and get through that Zeromus fight no problem. And if he had just maybe done things a little more optimally than I could have, I felt like I was pretty vulnerable there. But I'm just really happy to get out of this phase. And yeah, the table phase is going to be fantastic. It's a really neat flag set, very skill testing, and it's going to be incredibly tough competition. So I'm going to have some time to get ready for it, and that's the plan. But yeah, I feel a lot of relief right now for sure, and excitement.
That's great to hear. I get, from a personal standpoint, I definitely didn't want to see you in either Magma Group or Hook Group, because I don't have to face you.
I mean, I felt that way about a lot of people too. That was my motivation for not wanting to end up in the group. It's like, oh my gosh, like you just look at the people that are in there already. Like I think Penguinator's in there. There's a couple of just, oh man, I did not want to have to go into a group like that and have to go 2-1 or 3-0. Like that's asking a lot. So yeah, to be able to just sort of bypass that experience completely, like I'm really, really thrilled about that. But I'm sure, like I said, everybody that makes the table is going to be really good. So I'm going to have to spend some time and get ready for that, figure out some new strategies. And I mean, I'm also really looking forward to having some time to watch the event more, because it's been really exciting so far. I'm commentating a match tomorrow, so that'll be fun, but hopefully get on some more volunteer teams and restream teams, and just, spend more time, with this community and with this game that I love so much. So I'm just excited in pretty much every way that I can be.
Cool. Huffman, do you have any questions for Moonblazewolf?
No, I think you covered everything that I was going to ask. So I guess just GG again, Moonblazewolf.
Okay, I have one final question.
Yep.
What inspired the naming scheme?
I just this meme. I maybe it's the circles I'm in. I've seen a couple of really good iterations of that meme in the last few months. Shout out to my speedrunning friend Techie, who had a really good version a while ago. But yeah, just I don't really think too hard about the naming schemes, but somehow this morning, or maybe it was last night, popped into my head, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure that's 12 words. Yep. Okay, we're good. Yep, I got my naming scheme for tonight.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I'm out of questions now. I just want to get that one in. It was a spicy one.
I'm really glad y'all enjoyed the race. It was a lot of fun, and I just more free enterprise. There's so much more free enterprise. We're jamming like 3 or 4 matches a day. It's just been crazy. I'm having so much fun right now. It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, that it is. It's so we're only couple weeks in. We have so many matches and we still got so much more to go. But yeah, thank you Moonblazewolf for coming in for an interview. It was very interesting to hear your insights about these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to both of you for doing commentary. Thanks Zoe and Sheep Launcher for working behind the scenes, and thanks everybody who came out to watch the race. I'm glad we were able to put on a fun show for y'all tonight.
Yeah, our pleasure. It was great to see you race that. GG. So that was Moonblazewolf. Over a successful finish and going straight to table. In the meantime, we have pmakfal, in the Z fight. Down one white mage at the moment, but that's not a bigger problem. Oh, this might be a problem though.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Oh right, it was Pal it was Kane that was using the life potion, so less so.
Yeah, I think so far pmakfal has been just a little late on nerfs of these big bangs. It's the sort of thing that, it certainly happens, but it has a cascading effect when it does.
Yeah, it looks like Kane is about to go down as well. Ooh. But no, that could... Go on.
I was gonna say high rolls, but fortunately survivable rolls.
Yeah. But no, Crystal Sword Cecil just swing away. Just doing his thing. And we do have phase tip because we've just seen a nuke. Fortunately, not enough to take out Porum, but it was a close run thing.
Yeah, those twins are sitting just under 2k, so a high roll Big Bang can one-shot them. And even then, nukes are nukes. They hit hard. Even with the drop in magic power that kind of goes along with them.
Having said that, one of the downsides of Porum is the fact that given that she has her hit point growth is so poor. As you can see with Porum going down, she's not as survivable as say a Rosa.
Yeah, and with both of the twins down, it is our starting duo, just Zerked, swinging as hard as they can.
Ooh. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ooh. That was very close to surviving it, but gonna have to reset.
Yeah.
Go a second time.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. Good. Yeah, well, that was pretty close. Got the refill. Just a few unlucky things that happened there, but just got to pick yourself up and try again.
Yeah, I'm sure if he comes in this time, gets those nerf Big Bangs early, that's gonna just change the entire tenor of this fight.
So while we getting to take 2 on this Z fight, I once again I just want to give a huge thanks and shout out to our rest of our restream team. Zoe Vermillion doing the restreaming and Sheep Launcher doing the tracking. Had a pretty relatively straightforward night tonight, but no, still appreciated from our end. Right, so let's see how this new attempt goes. Should be relatively straightforward play.
Yeah, I
Silkweb does land.
I suspect this will look a lot like fighting this guy in Mega Man itself, where sure he wipes you the first time, but you'll learn the pattern, you know how to handle it, you come in stronger and ready to go. As long as he doesn't pull any new surprises, you'll be fine.
I mean, like, this is a randomizer. We could randomize like a few things in that regards, right?
We could, but we won't. We respect and appreciate our runners far too much to do that to them.
Huh. Interesting. Casting fast on Cecil. I guess it helps pump out damage faster. Hence the name.
Yeah, it is a marginal difference. It's generally more effective to cast slow on your target than fast on your attacker. But I assume doing both would stack even more.
Well, that was good. Quad Knights on Pound for that new.
Oh, you love to see that. Is already looking much steadier.
Yeah, this is looking relatively straightforward. As long as there's no high roll big bangs onto Porum here, this should be a pretty easy fight. And we still have a stack of Bacchus Mines as well, which is also helpful.
Yep, Kane very well. Oh, I was about to say Kane very well could go down, but I didn't expect by their own hand.
Look, Kane is used to betrayal, so it kind of it's kind of interesting to see it turned around, right?
Karma.
No, it was just unfortunate that the black hole came in just after the casting the nuke, so
yeah, that's the danger of reflect strats is sometimes the reflect just goes away.
Oh no! Oh, that's rough. Oh.
Porum hitting. Yeah, that's gonna reset out of that one.
That the insult, the most hurtful wipe was when you see your white mage survive Big Bang with 2 hit points, and then you get the bad news of HP ran out. Hate to see it. Anyway, this is just one of those unfortunate things with the Z fight. No, Z fight is no joke. It's still very rude. You could be level 60 and still wipe at the end. It's no.
Yeah, I mean, he's a final boss for a reason.
All right. So that's saying, third time's a charm, right? That's a saying.
I believe so. I believe that's close enough for this.
Yeah. Actually, I thought people usually, speedrunners usually say first try every time, right? Even with when it's not exactly the first try.
We can go with that too. We have
Yeah.
many options to
Yes.
encourage KFAL in this Z fight.
Alright. Yeah, it's just it's one of those unfortunate things. That's actually no. If we're actually that's a good idea. I get people in chat. If you can, I know it's already happened. 15 minutes past, but if you put 3 and bless into chat, that might help.
And even if it doesn't help, a show of support is always great.
Exactly. But this is also just shows how annoying vanilla agility can be. You see, normally if you have Tail as your anchor, Cecil would be getting a whole bunch of swings in. But now that Cecil's not the anchor, he basically matches to that a different god, as it were.
Yeah, Zeromus is sort of marching to his own drum, and that drum is a bit too fast. We would like to slow it down. We don't need your flashy drumming, please.
Yeah, it looks like KFI is going with a different strategy, going to use Nuke as to try and nerf as opposed to using Crystal, which, hey, it's still damage.
Yeah.
Let's see if this worked.
Is getting that cane smacked by the 1-2 nuke into Big Bang, and that takes him out.
That didn't nerf, sadly. A bit too bit off of the timing there. Yeah, this is looking kind of... I mean, still up, but still looking kind of rough. Ooh, counter onto Porn. Look, that looks good.
Yep, survives that hit.
Yeah, that looks like that nerfed. So. But so yeah, that triggered face tips. So,
So yeah, I think we're pretty much getting there. KFAL's just doing direct nukes.
Yeah. Ain't no but time to reflect things.
Yeah, nuke Kane back, whatever.
Yeah, and that's successfully nerfed. That's good.
Beautiful,
Right.
Beautiful. Black hole just means resetting the Bacchus wines. At this point, no big deal.
Yeah, new counter Cecil, so that's also fine. He's a very beefy boy. And then just rebuck us, and we're good to go. Oh no, in media phase.
Yep, that's rocks falling. And lots of dodges on them. So
Yeah.
Kfal should be home free.
First try every time.
First try every time.
Yeah, and that's the flash. Kfal is done with the seed, and unfortunately takes a loss here, but no shameful for losing to Moonblazewolf here. GG to him. Just need to see if he's we are joined by Kfal. GG.
Thanks. Thanks. Is Moonblaze in here?
No,
Nah.
he's gone sadly.
Yeah, I figured it took. I told him he needed to start 30 minutes after me for me to have a chance. It's pretty close to there. So I was telling this big dum dum climbs up. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the deep machine grind. I've been practicing the new strategy set up, and then I get all the way up there. I'm like, wait a second, I don't have the pass. Why? I should have just gone down and done King Ryu's, but whatever.
Okay.
It's like, what am I doing? I did a lot of dumb things, like back row glitch Cecil, and then just didn't need to do that. And I don't know what I don't know what I was doing tonight.
Hey, you back row him just to be safe. You never know.
Yeah.
So I was I also forgot about the character on the moon, and I was about to throw my controller if it was a Rosa, but it wasn't, so I was okay with it being the Cid. Yeah, that was interesting. I was talking with Moonblaze. I'm not a big fan of jet seeds because it's just like, oh crap, I'm in go mode, now what?
It forces a lot on your grind, and that can be sometimes too much.
Yeah, so I played a bit back around the first Highway to the Zema Zone. I didn't make it past the qualifiers, but that's when I was playing. And just about a week, 2 weeks ago, I sat down with the documents and the wiki, and I was like, oh my god, there's a lot of new stuff. It's a lot different now.
I mean, you have objectives and everything,
I know, yeah, objectives and the amount of detail is pretty impressive with this randomizer, how everything's set up. Like, I was sitting and looking and reading up tonight on the tiers of items and where to go, the percentages of what tiers are distributed. So yeah, I got a lot to learn in this new one here.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. You got your hard match out of the way. So you have one final match against Conkers to see whether you can make it to Magma Group. How are you feeling about that match?
Conkers needs to start 30 minutes after me as well. Give me a shot. That's but no, it's I've played a couple seeds, and I have fun with these. I do like the objectives. I like how it sort of forces a little more divergence. Without the objectives, everyone's sort of straight line. This is the kind of the route people should take. With objectives, it's maybe I want to tackle this one, and that can sort of set in motion what you're gonna do. Just like I took care of the magma objective early, and then I was like, well, I'll hang out down here for a little bit.
Yeah, for what's worth, it was actually if you take away the two, it was actually very close. I think your assessment that doing D Machine was not correct. I think. Is
Oh, that
probably
was
correct.
absolutely not correct.
Yeah, not correct. Yeah. Probably should have gone with King Muse or something like that.
Yeah, because I had access to sirens and starting with 2 Tellas, I was like, oh, this is great, fantastic. But it was a fun seed. It was fun to play. I mean, the 2 wipes to Z definitely was kind of brutal. I totally forgot to check Cecil's agility until I was like, oh, whoops.
Right. Okay.
And then the
Yeah,
first one I
understandable.
missed. The first one I missed on the silk web just whiffed.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
that
tried to.
explains a lot.
And then I tried to make up for it by casting slow. Although just casting slow isn't nearly as effective as a silk web. And then I tried to nerf that one big bang with the crystal and totally mistimed it. Got slapped, and then I almost saved it. And I used a Bacchus on Kane, who was my sort of tank that was reviving people. I was like, why did I do that as soon as I did it? And then it was left with Cecil and Kane. If I wouldn't have Bacchus Kane, I would have been able to get Pouring back up and probably made it through that one. But then the second one was just, I got 2 really high big bang rolls. And I almost forfeit. I almost forfeit because I was like, I don't know if I want to keep trying this. I said, one more time. And I got through it the 3rd time, so.
That's right. Third time's a charm after all.
Yeah, I was, got through that fight on fire, kicking, screaming, but I made it.
Yeah, that's the important part. That's the impressive part.
So one thing I noticed was that after doing a D Machine, is that even after you did a King Ryu grind, did one King Ryu fight, what made you decide to do that?
Well, Purim didn't have Cure 4 coming out of the D Machine, and Palom also didn't have Nuke, and I knew with only. So then I did another one, and I did maybe 2 more because the second to last one I did, I read the spells wrong. I didn't think that I saw him get Nuke or Cure 4. I was like, oh crap, I got to do another one. And then when Purim learns White, I was like, wait a second, I must have had Cure 4, and I did. So it was just
okay.
And when I saw Moonblaze had finished, so I wasn't really too upset. I was like, I'll try to go in a little more comfortable, which didn't help that much, but that's why I did it. I got scared at the D Machines because it got a little hairy there halfway through, and I was like, I better finish this out and get out of here.
No, understandable. You know, if things go really pear-shaped with the D Machine grind, you know, that's a lot of time lost. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially because you got to set up on Earth, and it's not. It would have been it. I would have probably not finished the seed had I wiped in those D Machines because it was just so much time lost. And but yeah, we got through.
Okay, so I guess one final question I had is, was the Fading Antline first up intentional, or did you just forget?
No, I intentionally.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? Well, because I got Magma Key, and that's when I went down. And I like to go underground because you've got the check. I like to check the shops. Hopefully, find hourglasses, which I think I found hourglasses down there. Yeah, I did find hourglass 2s. Found sirens down there because I believe they're considered gated shops.
Yeah, that's right.
So I like to check those shops and sort of know what's going on. Land of Summon Monsters has that free check. I like to check, see what the bosses are down there. At that point, I didn't know where Mist Dragon was, so I always like to know if Mist Dragon might be in there. And then I just decided to go see Yang, and it got me a Crystal Sword, which helped a lot.
Yeah, Crystal Sword solves a lot of problems in that regard.
Yeah, so it was. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say also a convenient excuse to go up ordeals as well, which.
Yeah, and when I got the Crystal Sword, that was like, I got to go up ordeals because I had Cecil, and I was like, well, there we go. There's going to be my heavy hitter. I also found a Gungnir Spear in Land of Summon Monsters for Kane. So that was also nice that he was doing some damage.
Oh right, you didn't go that far into Wall Street Pass. Okay, right. There was a defense sword somewhere in the back.
There, yeah, I only do the front. I would have probably checked the back if I was doing a boss hunt, but yeah, or not. Yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah.
No, I could check that. I could check that next floor. I just don't like doing the second floor. I'd like the first. I had Tella, so I could exit. I went into that like the question mark secret room, and exited out, and then just said, you know what, let's go check other things. That's usually my first check is Watery Pass, but with 2 Tellas, I went straight to Mysidia because it's like I gotta get something else here.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You know, Tella's good at some point, but he's more of a support than actually damage dealer.
I hung on to him too because I knew we had sirens, but it was going so jetty. I was like, "There's no way we're gonna get 10 key items. I'm gonna have to have him for D Machine." So, yeah, or whatever. King Ryu, but having the week on him was helpful. Other option then would have been door grinds, and I don't like doing door grinds.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Yeah, no one likes door grinds.
So yeah, it was fun. I mean, I'm not happy about wiping twice to Z, but yeah, what are you gonna do?
All right. Do you have any questions, Hopton?
No, I got nothing else for you. Just again, GG, good perseverance, good pushing through. I know it could be frustrating if you take a Z wipe and want to just call it a day, but I'm glad you didn't.
Nah, you know, if I was in a big race of a bunch of people, maybe, but if it's just 1v1, I gotta finish it. So, and after credits, if it's still running, I did go check music. I'm not sure if Moonblaze did that, so.
He did not, so we got to hear a bit of Gao's theme, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, so, I also really wanted to know what the music was as well, so. Another reason to finish.
I think he also gave us our job talk check as well, which was also good.
Yes, he was civil and something.
Retail customer service representative.
Yeah, that's right. Retail customer service. He was a civil engineer practicing today. So, yeah. All right, cool. But yeah, no, it was fun, and I get to do it again tomorrow. Yay!
That's right. No, hopefully that goes better for you.
You know what? Playing the game, racing, hanging out with you guys, it's always fun. Everybody wins.
No, fair enough. GG's KFL.
Thank you. I wish I
Good
could
luck
tell.
for next seed.
I wish I could have told Moonblaze in voice GG's, but I took so darn long to finish. He took off. So.
Oh, that's okay. Just know. Get him next time.
Yep. I'm coming for you.
Alright. I think with that is it for our show here on Free Enterprise. We'll be going to be raiding Randomania 2 because there's another How is the Threemus Zone group stage match between Min the Mage and Dodo. So yeah, just going to need some assistance to actually set up that raid, but yeah, but thank you, Huffman, for joining me in commentary. This was a much pleasure, and I'm sure everyone enjoyed talking about centaurs.
Yes, thank you guys for commentating. I'm sorry I jumped in. I'm super rude. I apologize. Thank you for commentary. Thank you, Tracker, Restreamer. Great show. Thank you for helping put it on. Behind the scenes work is so important and often underappreciated. So thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
KFL, don't worry about it. When you hear it back, you'll be taking back the thanks on the commentary.
That's fine. I don't think I want to watch that one. No, I'm just kidding. No, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Oh yes, that's a good point. Sorry. When we're going to raid, please do not spoil the results of this race. Some people do want to go back and watch this over, so no discussing spoilers, no, at all.
Yep, just be sure to go and cheer them on, and come back here and all of the other partner channels that we're working with to bring you more of the Threemus Zone these next couple months. Until next time, have a good night.